Hi, this is Stephen Lynn, the principal of Fort Zeller Elementary School, and we're here for our 9th episode of We're All in This Together. This series is really catered to introducing our teachers. We all know our teachers from the stories our kids tell us at home. Nowadays on Seesaw, we get to see them in recordings, and we also get to see their names when they comment on us. So oftentimes teaching is a performance job, and we feel like it's really important in this day and age to really allow you a glimpse into the human side of our teachers. So today, to join us, we have a fantastic teacher. Many of you guys know her, Miss Zurick. Miss Zurick, will you wave and say hello to everybody?
Hello, everyone. Hope everyone's doing well.
Yes. We all hope that everyone is doing well because, you know, I'm sure I'm speaking for you, Miss Zurick, but we miss our children and we miss so many of the things that school can bring to us when we're physically together. The hugs, the high fives, the fist bumps. What do you miss these days the most?
I miss being with my students. Definitely. I miss just being together with everyone, the students, the colleagues, friends, family, even. That's something that's very much missed, is not being able to have that, interaction where we're actually together. We do a lot of Zoom things with family and a lot of Zoom things with colleagues, and I've actually Zoomed with my kindergartners too. But
I'm aware of.
Yeah, I am sorry. My cat is so loud.
What's that?
My cat is so loud. I'm so sorry.
Love the cat. So yes, everybody, that is
Sheldon
Cat making itself known to us.
Yes, he wants to go outside like a little dog.
So now, as a teacher, and I always start with this question, every single one of us have gone, we're trained teachers, we've been certified by the state, and every time, the entire process of becoming certified as a teacher, we've imagined teaching a particular way. We have a classroom, we have children who come in and greet us every morning. We have teachable moments and moments of inspiration where we're really physically next to each other, and we can see our children's eyes light up in front of us. Now we don't have any of that. How are you making sense of being a teacher nowadays? What's important to you? What are you struggling with? What are you finding to be blessings even?
Okay, that's a loaded question. I've enjoyed really just being able through the Seesaw platform to stay connected with the children in any way that I can, whether it be through the lessons, the recorded lessons, whether it be through the many phone calls, just to help get everybody signed up, and that just letting parents know that I'm here for them and here for the child, even though we're not together, and just keeping that connection going throughout this time. And I just feel like, and showing them that yes, I'm human too, and I've let them know, when they have concerns about the Seesaw platform, and when they're not sure, their child logged out or something, and they don't know how to get back in, and when we did the reset and everything, and just the stress that they felt about that, I let them know we feel it too. We're all human here. This is all new to everybody, and just making sure that everybody knows that we're just trying this to stay connected. We're doing this for the academic well-being of the children. We're doing this for the social emotional well-being of the children. And we're doing this, I'm doing this for myself, because if the year just ended and we didn't have anything together, like that week and a half, 2 weeks that we weren't together at all, it was the weirdest feeling. Like, that's when I felt like, we gotta do something. Yeah. So this it's a nice way So that is a blessing that we can somewhat stay connected. I see that as a blessing. There's nothing we can do to change what's happening right now. So we just have to do what's safe for everybody and do the best that we can in everything that we're doing. And that's what I say, what I try to say to the parents all the time. And they really are doing the best that they can. I mean, they have been, the students, the parents, everyone in the community, like colleagues, everyone in the community has really just been incredible during all of this.
So. You brought up a really good perspective that I don't think had been brought up yet, which is those first week and a half or the 2 weeks after that Friday the 13th, right? Go figure, it was Friday the 13th when it was closed. I think, and this is my perspective as a principal, was that our true colors as teachers really came out, because yes, everything after those 2 weeks with Seesaw and pushing out academic activities and pushing out opportunities for kids to share their social emotional side too, and finding ways to connect, those are changes to our professional lives, and they of course are going to come with a certain level of natural and healthy stress and anxiety. But that 2 weeks leading up to it, where we were, as you said, disconnected, the anxiety from you and all of our staff was way worse. It's almost as if the stresses of doing something was better than the stresses of doing nothing.
Yes, it was just being able to get that connection going again, and knowing that we weren't just letting our kids go. Like, that wasn't it. Yeah. Like, we had to do something to show them that we're still here for you.
Yeah.
No matter what that looks like. And this is what it has to look like right now. And it took a while for me to really grasp that and get on board with that, but it's what needs to happen. And I think with the activities and everything, and everybody working together for the activities and kind of providing a united, like, we're doing this for the social emotional aspect also, and being clear about that and putting that out there to our friends, it's just been incredible. So,
but don't sell yourself short. I think you and everybody on your kindergarten team, really everybody on staff has really rallied. And in fact, kindergarten, you guys really came up with some really unique, fun activities. Very recently, you had that play on the flat Stanley piece where there were little cutouts of you guys and the children taking you along for activities around the house. You guys did the virtual field trip to Zoo America.
Yes, we were so excited for that day.
Yes, you guys put a lot of...
It poured down rain, so that was a blessing. We were still able to go.
Yes. If you missed what she said, that was a very, not just rainy, but windy day. So
stormy day.
It was a stormy day. You could argue that we probably would have had to call it had we still been in school. So you guys, as a team, and it was neat to see the children. They were excited. So I have to hand it to you guys. Great creativity, within the constraints of what we can do. So what is the role of creativity? I mean, do you guys bounce ideas? How does that work with you guys? You guys have a great team. How does that sharing of ideas work with you guys?
Well, we pretty much meet at least twice a week and just bounce ideas off of each other, and kind of like we keep with the programs that we have and kind of the curriculum that we have and go in the sequence that we were in, but we try to come up with activities because there's so much out there with Seesaw and so many things that the children were going to miss that we wanted to be sure that we still hit. So we've kind of moved things around even in our sequencing and everything, just to kind of get everything that is going to be most beneficial for them.
Well, and I'll add too that just by personalities, you guys just have you all complement each other very well. Yeah. You keep.
And it's not just the Fort Zeller team; it's a Jackson team too. Yes. Like all of kindergarten really works well together. It's wonderful.
Well, in fact, prior to this interview, all of you guys, including the team at Jackson, were had another meeting. Yeah. I just from my perspective, I very much appreciate the camaraderie that you guys have. Social emotional well-being is something that you brought up a couple times, and you and I have talked. And the audience knows too that oftentimes my perspective of everything that's going on is not just as a principal, but as a dad with my own kid. And I shared with our interview with Mr. Gantz that my son, his motivation has waffled all over the place. He misses his teacher and almost resents having to work on Seesaw because he feels like it's depriving him of his connection with his teacher. How much do you worry about the social emotional piece, and what are you guys trying to do to help that with our children? Because kindergarten is as much about social connection and readiness as it is for academic readiness for the rest of their school career.
Yeah. Well, I think just with some of the activities and even like just having our morning message every day and having it be as structured as it was with our, because I created a virtual classroom in my basement. Yes. So there's the calendar, there's the hundreds chart, there's all of our words, and even our essential questions are up, and like the things that the children are used to, the things that kind of just go about their routine of the day. We're starting with that every day.
Yeah.
So they're still feeling that sense of I'm still part of a classroom. Even though their friends may not be sitting right beside them, they're still part of a classroom. And we're trying to do some things here even at the end of the year. I'm not letting go of any surprises, but we're trying to do some things here at the end of the year where we kind of bring them together in different ways so that they can see each other, whether it be in a video or whether it be on a Zoom chat or something that we do, and just so they can see each other and talk to each other. Because I know for my own child, the one that's still at home, I have two, but the one that's still at home, well, even the one that's far away from home, it's hard not being with your friends when you're social like my kids are.
Well, and you bring up a good point. I, just as much as I'm a parent, you are a parent, and you're a working parent, and you're working at home with your child who's at home now. What's that look? How's that working out?
Well, my daughter's in 11th grade at Elko, so she pretty much, she's always been very independent, and I've never really had to check much on anything. So we do check in with her a lot. There's been a lot more different stresses because of, even though they canceled some of the testing, they still did the AP testing. So she had to do that at night the other night. And they're still doing things like, and more of the stress sometimes comes from the fact, well, what if my internet doesn't work? Or what if this Zoom doesn't go through? Or what if when I go in to take this test, something fails and I don't get in? Or it's more about that. It becomes more about, is the technology going to work, more so than the actual, like, worrying too much about what's going to actually be on the test or what she's actually going to be having to do. So
yeah, that's
that makes it a little bit different. And I do see that our staff all around, our teachers all around, just like kindergarten is doing and K1 and 2 are doing, like, it's about the whole child. Like, they really are, these teachers are reaching out. Like, I know she has a lot of teachers that reach out just to chat about how everybody's doing with everything. And that's really great for our district to see that there's really that support all around. So.
Oh, absolutely. So with the camaraderie, there's support for yourselves to lean on each other, and certainly that reflects in the way our staff has reached out to our families and our children, and even in moments where we're not reaching out, we're worrying about it. Now, for me, I worry about you guys worrying to the point that it's not. but that is also part of my role too, which is to worry about you all. So
worry about worrying. I'm so good at that.
I know, which is kind of the opposite of all the mindfulness that I've been talking about. But I suppose
it's a different time. It's a different and it's hard. Like we tried so hard to get this going the right way, and I think some of those things that we had in place to keep us calm and kind of like going through, and it's just kind of we didn't lose track of them, but we kind of we were such motivated to get this going that we forgot a little bit about that. So it's nice to see your mindful minute back in our morning, because that's part of our routine too. So
that's great to hear, and it's as much my routine. I'm glad I can get back into the routine as well. So that's fantastic. Now, here's a question I've asked a couple of our teachers who've been on. With everything that's changed, with the blessings that you've mentioned, because there are some silver linings, and of course there are stresses and anxieties. We have all had to make changes in our lives, professionally or personally. What have you reflected on and said, hey, if and when everything goes back to normal, what changes have you made where you're thinking, I'd like to be intentional about holding on to that? Like for me, it's having dinner with my family every day. That was something I wasn't, as I will admit publicly, I wish I was always better, but I've been more intentional about that and able to do that. So I hope that when we get back to normalcy, that I can continue to do that. Have you thought about that much, or have you kind of been on the go level?
Well, I think with my son's far away. He's in Florida. He works in Florida now, and we were supposed to be going down to see him a couple times during this. So weren't able to do that. So I want to make sure that we try to get down there to see him. But as far as like things are always fast paced at this house, because my husband works mostly evenings. My daughter is in everything, so we're constantly on the go, and it's been nice to have the family time. And there's certain things about our family time that we really appreciated, and we'll try to do the best we can with like those dinners and everything. But we know that when things do go back to normal, there's going to be some things that, just because of the way our schedules are, that we're going to try our best to keep that going. But we focus a lot on our summers, because we do have the whole summer together, and that's something that we really put our focus on. So it's nice that we've had this time together during this time, but we like to. We'll probably keep this going all summer long now, so which will be nice.
Really good to practice
for the summer.
So now we have parents who are watching this video, and our hope is that our parents can relate to some of the things that you've shared, some of the things I've shared, and our other teachers have shared in the previous episodes. And we don't often have the opportunity to do this, but do you have any words of encouragement, words of wisdom, words of support, perhaps even for our parents? Maybe the parents whose kids are, let's just say my kid, who's used to be highly motivated, but right now he's over seesaw, and we would all be fools to pretend that all of our kids are still into it. Some kids may be, but others, this has gotten old and they just want to see their teachers. They just want to see their friends. What words of support can you offer our families?
Well, I think we're all in we're all in different boats here. We're in the same storm, but we're all in different boats. I've seen that quote a couple times. And I just want to say to, especially the parents of my kiddos, amazing. They have been absolutely amazing. I just their feedback, they're reaching out to me, they're being human about it also. They're letting me know I'm struggling with this, or I'm just letting them know, yes, there's a couple people struggling with this. Let's see what we can do to kind of change it. But the parents have been amazing. And I'll tell you, I have a tremendous amount of students doing this. Like, it's been absolutely incredible to me. And it means a lot to me that the majority of my students are still with me and still in some sort of communication with me every week. And that has been absolutely amazing as a teacher, to know that they feel like they need to be with me, just like I feel like I need to be with them. And I think just hearing the parents, even in some of the recordings, and how they're so happy to hear their child read, or they're so happy to hear their child, or see their child doing this, and they're actually there to see it happening and to see some of this growth. And it's just, they get excited about it too, and that fills my heart with joy too, that they get the experience of trying to do this, even though it's not something they signed up for. But
well, knowing that you've given joy to somebody else is in itself motivating. So I think it is important for parents to hear that what they encourage their kids to do, and their own joys of hearing their kids read, is bringing us joy. And we hope that that's also meaningful to them to hear that. It's also encouraging and motivating for them to hear that. Because, we can say good job all we want, but for them to know that it brings genuine joy to you, and through you, and by virtue of that, our school, in our school where we take great pride in being a representative of the community. I think that's great, that is encouraging, bringing joy. Yeah.
I think the parents have been absolutely amazing through all of this. They really, they may not think they're doing a great job, but they are absolutely doing an amazing job. And I just,
I'll agree
kudos
with
to them, because it's pretty incredible that they were able to pick up this role and kind of go with it.
Your perspective is the same as my perspective as a school, for everyone watching, because it takes you have to swallow a certain level of pride to be vulnerable and share what you're struggling with. And we have a lot of families who have done that, which is great. We because that kind of feedback makes us better. So it's emotionally wrenching. It's hard on our hearts. I know it's hard on parents' hearts, but we're growing to be a better community. Forget the school. I think we have the potential to be a better community after all of this, because of the honesty. And you're right. When you compare our school with my colleagues that I know from other states and other communities, the level of participation at Fort Zeller is very high. And my first word to describe my feelings is gratitude. Parents can just as easily blow it off, but we are grateful for the time that they put with their kids. And I know you feel that way too.
Yes.
Well, thank you for joining me, Ms. Zurick. I appreciate your words of wisdom, illuminating some different perspectives to all of our shared experiences. After all, it's like you said, we're in the same experience of a storm. We all have our own boats, and that perspective can influence how we make meaning of it. But your perspective, I think, has helped me, and I hope it helps others. And for our audience, thank you for tuning in once again. We hope that you'll tune in the future. This episode, as well as all previous episodes, will be uploaded on the Principal Fort Zeller YouTube channel. That's our school's official YouTube channel. And our PTO, if you're on Facebook, the Fort Zeller PTO Facebook page, if you haven't checked it out, they've been gracious enough to upload every one of our episodes. So we actually just recently uploaded an episode with Mr. Gantz, and this one will be up soon. And we hope that you'll come and join us for our next interview. Any last words you want to shout? Any shout outs or last words, Ms. Zurick?
No, just goodbye. Hope everyone has a great week the rest of this week. It looks like it's going to be beautiful out, so get out there and enjoy it, and just enjoy your family time, and stay safe.
All right. Yes, stay safe. And I know I speak on behalf of everyone. We miss you. Until next time, have a great one.
Very much.